Yo, what is up, guys? Zach here from 𝗙𝗵𝗋𝗀, back at you another workout, and today we have our tempo run. Now, tempo runs are speed workouts where we flirt with going from aerobic-based effort to dipping into the anaerobic side of things where it starts to get a little uncomfortable. Today we're building relaxed speed, improving our running economy, and trying to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. For this workout, all you need to do is space to run, something to run on, or something to run to. I'm using the 𝗙𝗵𝗋. You can use your treadmill, and if you're not doing so already, you can get outdoors, take the audio version of this workout. Now we're going to start here in 20 seconds. We have 2 build-up blocks before our main tempo piece. Each are 5 minutes long. The first block is really just getting us from a standstill to a moving pace and starting to get a little blood boiling and a little bit of a sweat. Then we have a brief break, and then we'll start to pick up the pace from there to the main meat and potato portion of the workout, which is 10-minute long, 10-minute tempo. Here we go. 5 minutes on the clock here. We're walking, standing still. Let's add a hop to a step and get moving. Nice, easy, relaxed. We have 5 minutes now just to kind of build up to an aerobic pace, aerobic effort. Right now, if I give a scale 1 to 10, 1 is walking, 10 is an all-out sprint. You're at a 2 or a 3 effort. Very easy, very relaxed. Certainly not a pace you would do on a race day. This is maybe jogging on the beach on a sunny morning, or maybe jogging through the park or jogging through the city, right? Just something relaxed and easy. I will say, and I say this in all my workouts, a heart rate monitor is a very valuable tool and very important tool to have in your toolbox and at your disposal during your workout. So if you have access to one, I would highly recommend you use one today, whether that's wrist-based or chest strap. And we can use this first 5-minute block to build up to your 70 to 80% of your max heart rate. That's your zone 2 effort. Very relaxed, again, very control, but faster than we are in this current state. Right now, again, we're just warming up, letting our body get used to loading, loading our joints, loading our muscles as the impact forces get a little greater when we get faster. We can get a little faster now too. Let's bring it to a 3, maybe a bottom half of a 4 out of 10. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Set the standard for the workout with good form as well. Head up tall, head to hips, straight line as best you can. Slightly lean forward from the ankles, and you're applying force down into the tread, or the pavement, or the track, or the trail, wherever you are outside. Nice, relaxed arm swings from the shoulders. Right now, hands right around nipples, right? They're not going too far. They're not really going hip to nip here, but maybe belly button to nip is the range of motion we're working with. Just over 2.5 minutes. Like I said, we'll have a little brief walking period right after this, a 1-minute walk. Then we'll have another 5-minute section where we start to explore what a tempo pace would be like. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Let's get to everybody out of 4 at least. The advanced runners, maybe you're already warmed up, or pretty warm, I should say. If you want to bring it to a 5, you can bring it to a 5. Just for context, a tempo pace, somewhere around a 7 out of 10. It's going to be different depending on your skill level, but it's a pace that in your head, if I told you to run for an hour straight, and after that hour, I want you to hit your max distance, max effort, max speed. That's your pace, right? You can't hold that more than an hour. It's zone 3, 4-ish effort, more 3-ish, but it's a pace. Again, you can sustain for a while, but the conversations when you're running get much shorter. There's much more pause in between words and sentences, as well as maybe even periods of time where you're like, I need to focus on my breathing. I can't talk right now. But for the last minute and 15 seconds of this build up, and the next 5 minutes of the next build up, even as we get faster, should be able to talk the whole time, conversate, and stay relaxed. Another minute here. If you're at your 5 out of 10, let's stay here for the last minute. If you're not there, Let's try to get there. Still plenty of time to build up to a tempo pace, but start thinking about applying a little bit more force down. Again, you can check your heart rate monitor. I'm right at where I personally should be for an aerobic run, long distance run, easy effort pace. 30 seconds here. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Through your nose, out through your mouth, smile on your face. Last 10 before everybody brings it to a walk. 3, 2, and 1. Dial back. I'm gonna get some water. You can as well. We have 1 minute here. Make sure my clock stays on. Whew. Breathe in through your nose. Quick sip of water. Breaking it up into chunks. And those who take all my workouts, the majority of my workouts, have heard me say this. You know, the rest period isn't to slow you down. It's to actually speed you up. You know, I want to bring intention to every single interval we do and high quality. If I just told you to run for 30 minutes straight, because this workout's 30 minutes long, there's, you know, opportunity. I don't know if opportunity is the best word, but opportunity where you might be running strong certain periods, and then you get really tired, really fatigued, and your effort's down low. Then you're like, oh crap, I gotta bring my effort back up, and there's this huge wavelength. I want to see little drops here where we're just walking or steadily moving during the rest period. Here we go, 5 minutes on the clock again. Let's bring it to your 4, 5 out of 10. But largely during the workout, we're staying the same in terms of effort given or heart rate, you know, speed and distance. So like the distance in this 5 minute block should be a little bit faster, a little bit farther than the previous 5 minute block. Because as you'll see in a moment, we'll start to get faster, but we're not seeing huge drop-offs, very little drop-offs in the recovery periods, but largely the total workout, when you zoom out and look at the big picture, there's steady increases where we want, steady plateaus, good plateaus, and then as we cool down, we come back down that mountain of effort. Never be afraid for doing a workout to add periods of walking in there, right? Don't push through pain. Don't push through bad efforts, because that's just going to slow you down in the long run. High quality efforts, as much as we can, is what we want. Should be out of 4, 5 out of 10 right now. The next block, we have a little bit of break, another minute break, is our tempo block. So after 3 minutes and 30 seconds, we should be at least know what our tempo pace is, or at least our starting pace is, or we're going to start the next block out. So we're going to take the next few minutes to explore some speed, explore some efforts. Breathing here, set the standard for good form, and let's get a little faster. 5, 6 out of 10 here. This is a strong pace. If I were to give this an outdoor pace, maybe a 10K, maybe a half marathon effort, still very aerobic. Something you run for hours, 2 hours maybe, at a very strong effort. Breathing, breathing, breathing. This feels like too much right now. Could possibly not be warmed up, or more likely, we're going too fast. Slow it down. Again, we want a steady incline, if anything, not go all over the place. Slow back. Let's go 4 or 5 out of 10. So again, as we speed up and slow down, what's changing is the force in the ground. Stride length as well changes, but it's really stride frequency. We're not switching our legs as much because we're not applying as much force into the ground or into the tread. Let's get ready. Another burst of speed, 6-ish out of 10. 2 and 1. Here we go. Back to that 10K, half marathon-ish pace. We've got a heart rate monitor. You're at the upper end of that 70% aerobic zone, high 70s here. Nice, and let's get a little faster now. So, get up to a speed where you think that's your tempo pace. Again, 7, 8-ish, more of a 7 out of 10. This is a pace you can only do for an hour straight. If you have a heart rate monitor, we're right above 80%. Not sprinting here, but we're not jogging through the park. Push, push, push. This pace right here is the pace I want you to start at when you get to the next tempo interval, the main set of today's workout. Let's dial back a little bit. Got plenty of time to run at that pace. 4, 5 out of 10. Shaking it out. Control on breath if you need to. We do have rest coming up, but if you want to start the rest period a little earlier, go for it. Remember, no junk miles, but work on some slow running if you can for the last 10 seconds. Well, the form is there, just not the speed. 2 and 1. Dial back, minute on the clock. Get your sip of water. And we have the main part of the workout. Woo. Nothing like a good, cool glass of water. In through your nose, out through your mouth when you're breathing. So, a little congested. Whew, it's making it a little harder to breathe today, but that's all right. In 30 seconds, we're gonna have 10 minutes on the clock. That's the main part of the workout. So I want you to hyper-focus in the next 10 minutes. We have a couple blocks after this, but it's okay, we'll be ready to go for those later. Tempo run, 7-ish out of 10. Maybe a high 6 for the beginner runner. Maybe the bottom half of an 8 for an advanced trainee. But a pace you can sustain for no more than an hour, but we're only running it for 10 minutes. Here we go. 2, 1, let's go. 10 minutes on the clock. Hard effort pace. Start off gradually. Build up to that 4, 5, 6, and then get to your 7 out of 10. Remember, getting faster by applying more force. Form largely stays the same. We're just quickening the mechanics up a little bit. Quickening our stride frequency. And again, moving with a little bit more arm swing. Set a goal for yourself. Your advanced trainees certainly should be able to get a mile here in 10 minutes. Maybe if you're on true form, it might be a little different because of the nature of the curve. And it's designed to coach you up and get the muscles working. Posterior chain muscles, glutes, hamstrings. Taxes you a little bit more. So you're roughly about 20% slower on a true form than you would be outdoors. Something to make mental note of. That's why if I'm using a piece of equipment like a machine, whether it's running on the true form, I don't really do this, but a motorized treadmill will fall into that category as well. No shame if you're using a motorized treadmill. I have access to a true form, why would I? But go for time instead of distance. Put a time to the distance. So if outdoors you run an 8-minute mile and you want to do a mile on the treadmill, run for 8 minutes. All right, don't put a mile there. Even if it ends up being around 8 minutes, great. But what can happen is you can either run faster because the treadmill, motorized treadmill might be help you out a little bit, or slower on the true form, because it's not helping you out at all. I even like using time outdoors in my outdoor runs because it auto-regulates my effort. You know, if I'm saying I'm going to run 6 miles, you know, it's going to take me an hour to do, but maybe I don't have the mental capacity to do 6 miles, right? The number 6 in my head is just like, I don't want to run 6 miles. I don't know if I can do 6 miles today. But if I say, hey, I want you to run for an hour, kind of trick myself into running 6 miles. And it might be closer to 7 miles or 8 miles if I'm doing like a long tempo run. It might be a little bit slower if I'm just not feeling it. But it got the amount of time on my feet, even if the distance is not there. So, different ways to program your workouts. Use time, use distance, how long you can sustain heart rate for. All great metrics to create good workouts, good programming for yourself. About 4 minutes in here, I'll be the first one to tell you, probably not running at my tempo pace because I can talk the whole time. But what's more important to me now than my workout is your workout, so I want to keep you entertained, keep you coached, keep you moving here. So you should be pushing, and I'm trying to push you. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Okay, we're not sprinting here. You know, you may be a fit individual, so you're running faster than that hour-long tempo pace because we're only doing it for 10 minutes. But really, start to learn and dial in and pretend we're only running for an hour. Don't think about that we're running for 10 minutes. Think about that we're running for an hour. It'll slow you down a little bit, but that's a good thing. Because it's not a sprinting workout, it's a speed workout. Still very aerobic-based workout because of the intervals and the rest time, but we should not be ending on our back, finding maximum effort today. I have plenty of workouts to do that. That's not this one. 5 minutes in, 5 minutes to go. You keep moving. If you're watching, I'm gonna make sure my clock is good. Camera's good, mic is good. Mental state is good. Apply more force. Now we can kind of get a little more arm swing, a little arm drive in there, as well as a knee drive. Very slight knee drive, but there is muscle action involved. As we get faster, we can only increase our cadence, our stride frequency so much, whether we start to look like cartoons, where our feet are just spinning underneath us. At some point, we have to add muscle action in there, hip extension, knee drive, arm swing, to get us to go faster. So, don't just spin the wheels. Go forward, get them moving. This workout is also a strength builder because of that. We're using muscle action to get it faster, get moving forward. We're just extending or putting time under tension on our body. 3.5 minutes here. For most of us, if not all of us, this is the fastest we'll be running today. We have a little bit of a light speed effort after. Not light speed like Star Wars, but light, low speed. Really a mechanic building effort. So put the effort in here. Don't save anything. Don't overexert yourself, but kind of find that weak point, your weak point. And giving too much and giving too little. Again, tempo runs right in the middle of that. 2.5 minutes. Breathing, breathing, breathing. We have a little bit longer break after this. 2-minute break. Earn that rest, baby. Spine or face, good form here. Now's the time where fatigue can set in. Make sure standing up tall. Head to hip, straight line. Foot underneath that hip. Keep driving, keep moving. Got 2 minutes here, let's go a minute. Coaching ourselves up in our own head. Here we go. More in our own head. Last minute here of our tempo run. If you're not at a 7, you're 6, you're 7-ish at a 10. Let's get to it. Let's finish together. Finish strong. Think about the action of your leg bouncing off the ground, propelling yourself forward. 30 more. Come on, baby. Let's go. More seconds. Two and 1. Woo, catch your breath. Again, bent over spine briefly. It does keep the airway open. Try to move around. Get some water. We have 2 minutes here. We'll finish up some brief running to end this workout. Woo. Walk around the room, if we're on a treadmill, walk on the treadmill. Take some moments to breathe, but not stand still. This 2-minute recovery is still very much part of the workout. What I'm looking for myself, you guys should as well. If you have a heart monitor, seeing that drop, seeing a good drop in heart rate below your aerobic zone. That's going to show how well you can recover. If it stays high for the 2 minutes, we're still building our aerobic base. Maybe check out some of my aerobic base workouts. Breathing, breathing, breathing. But if you're following any of my programming, there's enough progression built in where your aerobic base will be built up. So that's why track over time, have different measurables, heart rate, distance, time, speed, efforts given, so you can see the improvements. The programming is built so there's improvements in there, but if you're not auditing yourself and knowing when to make certain adjustments, whether that's slow down or speed up, improvement won't come. There's work on your end as well. We have 25 seconds here, 2 more blocks of running. Both are 2 minutes long, and they're going to be at your best effort. So what I mean by that, I don't mean like running your best effort ever. I mean, how do you feel right now? What effort can you give that's strong? For some of you, that might be pretty fast. Others might be like a very slow 3-4 out of 10 pace. That's totally fine. Again, auto-regulating what we can do. 2 minutes here. If you have the speed, add it. If you don't worry, you're not getting any less work than someone who is going faster. You're just building more time on your feet and time under tension. What the individual who can run faster is creating adaptation after a level. So all these workouts can be personalized for the professional athlete, all the way down to the couch to marathon, couch to 5K, couch to just moving runner. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Through your nose, out through your mouth. I'm probably running at a 5 out of 10 now. Had a long week. I'm currently, at the time of recording this, training for a marathon myself. This workout is part of my marathon training programming. So this is one of my workouts, but I'm auto-regulating what I'm doing because I had a couple long runs before this. And a couple days from now, I have my Saturday long slow distance. In this current moment, I know how to make these small adjustments so the training all works together. We do want to push, we do want to create adaptation because our body wants to stay the same more than anything. But you should never push yourself where you're broken. Learn the days to push, learn the days to slow it down a little bit, and everything in between. 5 more. I'm going to break. 2 and 1. 1 minute here. Then we have our last interval of the day, last running interval, I should say. Have the minute walk at the end. But another 2-minute block. Again, your best pace, that could be what you just did. Maybe you want to get faster now. Maybe you're going to slow it down a little bit. You do what your body needs. Again, this is practice. This is a learning environment. We're not testing you today. Testing is on race day. All right? Only push where you know you're going to get better. If you get worse, you didn't push, you broke yourself. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. 10 seconds here. Look at my heart rate. Heart rate's dropping pretty well for myself. I try to stay in the last 2-minute block, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Right around that 75%-ish of my max heart rate. Here we go. So that's zone 2 effort. Low-ish zone 2. That's what feels good to me now. Over time, when you take the next tempo workout, what you're going to see is the tempo period getting longer and the periods before and after getting shorter or disappearing completely. So eventually, you can run for a half-hour straight tempo workout. Eventually, you can run for an hour straight tempo. That's pretty much the max you'll do as an hour. Really around 30 to 45 minutes is a sweet spot because you have that buffer on the back end. In case you do run a little faster than you should, it's natural. When you're running at 60 minutes, those are really like testing workouts. Like maybe if you can do a 10K for the advanced middle of the road athlete, 10K in 40 to 50 minutes. Good goal to have for speed. 45 seconds here, then we walk and we're done. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Spine or face, we're finishing strong here. Checking in with our body. How we're feeling. What went well. What can we do better next time? Some things to think about towards the end of this workout. Last 10. 2 and 1. Slow down, breathe, recover. Stretch it out. Open up the airways. It's a good tempo workout. Good tempo effort. Again, like I said, this is part of my marathon package. Marathon programming, I should say. So if you're doing my marathon plan right now, congratulations getting this done. Hopefully everything's going well. As always, you can reach out to me for any advice you need. If you just took this workout to explore some speed, explore some tempo efforts, how'd it go? What went well? What didn't? What can you improve upon? What are your goals? All right, all these things you should be asking yourself so we can take this workout, go into the next workouts, and have an action plan. Cool down. If you have the next 5-10 minutes, walk it off. You put in the work today. Great job. And I will see you during our next workout together. Peace.